no recollection of that happening at all.
At all. This store sells some good liquor.
Hi, and welcome to Finding Florida Man, and I'm your host, Mickey Sims.
And I'm Jossie, and today we'll be talking about some crazy news stories that happened lately, right here in Florida. American crocodiles, once headed towards extinction, are thriving at an unusual spot, the canal surrounding a South Florida nuclear plant. Last week, 73 crocodile hatchlings were rescued by a team of specialists at Florida Power and Light's Turkey Point nuclear plant, and dozens more are expected to emerge soon. Turkey Point's 168-mile man-made canals serve as a home to several hundred crocodiles, where a team of specialists working for FPL monitors and protects them from hunting and climate change. From January to April, FPL helps create a nest and ponds on beams for crocodiles to nest. Once hatchlings are reared and left by their mother, the team captures them. They are measured and tagged with microchips to observe their development. They are then relocated to increase survival rates. Awesome work FPL is doing, but with what consequences? It seems that maybe crocodiles and nuclear waste don't mix.
A man didn't hesitate to jump into a canal in Sarasota County on Friday to rescue his dog from an alligator. An officer with Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, or FWC for short, tells us that around 5 p.m. the man was inside of his home, his chocolate lab outside, when he had heard the commotion coming from the canal behind his house. The man rushed outside to find his dog in the canal with the alligator, and without pausing, the man jumped to the canal and pried open the gator's jaws to rescue his dog, pulling the dog to safety. Both the man and the dog were injured, but FWC says their injuries are minor, and both are going to be okay. The man took his dog to a veterinarian to be checked out. A trapper headed to the scene at around 11 p.m. on Friday and captured the gator, which measured 9 feet and 9 inches long. Luckily, everyone survived with minimal injury.
And when we come up after the break, a special in-the-field report from our very own Mickey Sims. Stay with us.
Welcome to Full Sail News. My name is Michelle Sims, and today I'm going to be talking to some students about the Florida Man. Have you ever heard of the Florida Man?
Oh yeah, I definitely have.
Yes, I've heard of the Florida Man.
Yes, I have heard of the Florida Man.
Yes, and I'm not proud of that.
And can you describe him for me?
Crazy son of a bitch, you know, running around smacking gators.
Like usually a crazy person walking around Florida.
The Florida Man is the craziest kind of man. Think about your normal crackhead, but even crazier.
What's your opinion of him?
Oh, he's a pretty crazy guy.
Funny to watch, probably not so fun to be around.
Have you actually had a personal experience with the Florida Man?
Oh, yeah. Once we bumped into each other in the street, and he just looked at me with his no-toothy grin, you know, and just freaking hissed almost.
No, but I read them on the news all the time. I heard one Florida man beat his wife with an alligator.
Can't say I have. I know some people that have talked about it, but never experienced it firsthand.
And if you were to ever come across the Florida Man, what do you think you would actually do?
Leave as fast as I can. Run like the plague.
Scream and cry. Hope the zombies won't get me.
So here we are, we're talking to some people today about the Florida Man. Who is he? Where does he come from? What does he look like? There's so many different accounts that we've been getting today. So many different students and different people from across the neighborhoods have been coming around and telling us about the different experiences they've had with the Florida Man. And who knows where he could actually show up next.
You're that news lady.
Oh God, oh God!
What's up, pussies? Gator Nation! Gator Nation!
He just bit me!
Killed it.
Oh my God! And that's all everybody has to say about that. Back to you at the studio.
Wow, great stuff, Mickey. And coming up after the break, our Florida Man cooking special. Hello and welcome to the Florida Man Cooking Show. I'm Jossie and today I'm going to be showing you how to cook a Florida Man meal. It's quick and very easy. However, you'll need some ingredients and a lot of concentration in order to make the perfect Florida Man meal. So let's get started. You'll need 1 miniature can of Mountain Dew, 1 ounce of Florida's natural orange juice with pulp, of course. So to get us started, take 2 cups of nacho cheese Doritos and crush them. And now take your 7-Eleven Tornado and toss it right in there, however you feel is right. The most important part of this is that you need to feel the passion. Now time to add the wet ingredients to the dry. So you're gonna open your can of Mountain Dew and just pour it in like so. And then you're gonna take 3 cups of Florida's natural orange juice and you're gonna mix it all up. And then after it's mixed, you're gonna put it in the oven for 45 minutes at 420 degrees. So now we'll let this bake. Wow, this came out edible. And now let's check in with Kyle and the rest of the Florida Man sports team.
Looks like we have a game down here in South Florida.
Let's see what we got going on for today.
And quarterback's going back for a pass.
Quarterback.
So we got his wide receivers, and looks like we have a fan out here on the field in orange. He's at the 50.
He's galloping.
He's running to the 40 as he gallops.
Oh, he takes his shirt off.
Takes off his shirt.
Ooh, look at that.
He's running. He's pointing his fingers at us. I don't know what he could be saying. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. 5. Touchdown! He's waving his shirt around as security tries to get him. Will they ever catch him? Finally. He's in for the touchdown. Looks like whipping his shirt around, and he gets tackled here on the field.
Arrested.
I don't know if he's injured now. Might have to call a timeout. Looks like calling out an injury timeout. Is he okay? Now, if that's not the Florida Man in broad daylight,
yep, we got another Florida Man on the field.
30.
Look at him running at the 40.
26 on
gives
the
a high five up to 50.
It's another high five from a Bears player as he passes the 50.
Yep, try it. Oh, psych.
And
today.
Another player jukes the high five from him, but he's out on the 20,
joyful.
25,
Must be
10,
all that. Oh, it looks like
5,
we got a touchdown at the Raymond
touchdown to the shirtless man in jeans.
Nope,
Raymond James security.
Can't touch me. Oh, juke.
He's running around to the other side.
Stiff arm move. Oh,
he's 4-man
didn't got him.
And finally down with the...
Oh, looks like we got another kid running down to the baseball field. Oh,
see 6 people and nobody could catch him. And
security guard can't get him.
Finally slips.
And yep.
This is the same man.
Got another guy running down. Oh, he does the slide move.
Oh, he got kicked by a soccer player.
Got him.
And the guy.
And we got this Viking guy.
Oof. Hard hit again.
Oh, we got stiff armed. And what's happening?
Oh, we got a naked shrieker.
This man is definitely free.
And a fan trying to escape, but looks like they got him.
Can this
guy with the jukes, huh?
Oh, we made it.
We got a horse race here going on, and Florida Man.
Getting the free AFN Europe mobile app is easy. Once you've downloaded the app, you can get quick access to current news.
It's a pledge to save.
AFN TV schedules, weather, exchange rates, And of course, AFN 360 Internet Radio, where you can listen to AFN Suda Bay all day long. Download the AFN Europe mobile app.
Why'd you lie to me?
Where's my money, boy?
They didn't have money I could take. He has a family.
I don't give a damn about his family.
The Crown is offering a handsome reward for the capture of the pirate.
You have been spreading dangerous lies! This is not a game, Spencer. I got other men like you. And you know what I'll be sending you.
I'll be waiting.
Last week, a professional surfer in Florida was injured Saturday when a shark bit his elbow, leaving him bloody and with deep tooth marks. According to local authorities, surfer Frank O'Rourke was surfing at Jacksonville Beach around 3:30 p.m. when the shark latched onto his arm, knocking him off of his board. O'Rourke's friend, R.J. Berger, saw the whole thing happen. Berger said that O'Rourke was treated by a lifeguard but did not go to the hospital, even though Berger said he thinks his friend could have used a stitch or two. I quote, "He immediately went to the bar because he was like, hey, I got bit by a shark. And people were like, I'll buy you drinks. So he hung out at the pier." A surfer himself, Berger says it won't stop him from hitting the waves. "It's inevitable. It's going to happen," Berger said. "It's happened to a couple of my friends. And if it doesn't bother you, I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. There's nothing much you can really do to stop it. So try not to worry about it." Such harrowing words from two beach heroes. Or are they just more Florida men in the making?
A Central Florida man is accused of hiding his legless fugitive girlfriend from police by stuffing her into a plastic storage container. 48-year-old John Robert Carr Jr. of Winter Haven is charged with resisting arrest. News outlets report Carr attempted to hide 39-year-old Crystal Lee Anderson from U.S. Marshals and Polk County Sheriff's deputies Tuesday. Anderson was wanted for failing to appear in court on charges including a false imprisonment related to a 2015 incident when she allegedly held people hostage at Burger King with a BB gun. It ended in a shooting with police and she lost both her legs. Authorities received a tip that Anderson was with Carr. He denied Anderson was there, but an officer has spotted Carr placing the now 4-foot-tall woman into the container. She surrendered without incident.
Okay, and when we come back from commercial, we will have an in-depth investigation on the anatomy of the Florida man.
My name is Dr. Pong, and I've been studying the condition Aurantium hominis for the past 20 years. Aurantium hominis is the formal name for the disease well known as Florida man. It was widely believed throughout the medical community that this disease was genetic. But recent discoveries, as well as looking back into the past circumstances surrounding this disease, I personally have come to a conclusion that it is a viral disease. My patient Dill, I've been working with him for 4 years now. He was on the brink of death. He was at the very last stage of this disease. And I found him coincidentally on the Everglades. He was a very severe case, but I saw a little bit of hope and I brought him back. And now after 4 years, his biggest tendencies are mostly gone. He has a few tics that we still need to work out, but getting him to integrate back into society has been a successful challenge.
Dill!
It's a gator. That's all there is to it. It's just a gator.
No, it's not, Dill.
Let me live my life. So I've had it for like as long as I can remember, you know? Like I went for some environmental stuff, man, just trying to save the animals, and so I like kind of scoot around zoo cages and stuff like that, try to break in and get these animals free, man, but they always attack me, you know? Yeah, I stole this baby gator from a zoo, man, and like held up a gas station with the gator, you know, like looking back on it now, man, it's like that's crazy. Who would do that? That's crazy, man. And I drop kicked this dude off of his motorcycle, right, because he was driving too loud down the street. You know, like I gotta protect the environment, man, but I was going about it the wrong way according to Dr. Pong. Apparently you can just protest and organize it. You don't have to drop kick people out in the middle of the street. You know, I had no idea.
These Florida men, they're people. They've just been affected by this virus and their world has changed. And the nicer we are, the more proper, the more human we are to them, the easier it will be for them on their road to recovery.
That you can really appreciate, cinnamon buns being one of them. Florida man Dustin Riley Tyrell was upset that the Wendy's didn't sell the sweet treat, so he took matters into his own hands. Tyrell grabbed a grapefruit-sized rock and smashed one of the windows at the Key West restaurant. "They don't sell cinnamon buns anymore," Tyrell yelled when a passerby asked him why he broke the window, police wrote. Tyrell, listed as a carpenter, was arrested on a felony charge of weapons offense and a felony charge of criminal damage. Replacing the window will cost $2,500, the Wendy's owner told police. The rock was taken into evidence while Tyrell was jailed at the Stock Island Detention Center on Monday. He remained in jail on a $15,000 bond.
Looks like someone took the 5-letter P word the wrong way. On June 5th, 47-year-old Everett Lagas was arrested outside of Emerald City Strip Club in Murdock, Florida. He continuously called 911 after the club's owner denied him entry because Lagas had a kitten, yes, a baby cat, with him. After the cops showed up, they put Lagas in a cab and tried to send him home, which was a fail since Lagas was severely intoxicated and continued to call 911 after the fact. Lagas was later arrested and is now facing charges of misuse of emergency calling system, disorderly intoxication, trespassing after warning, and resisting arrest without violence, all because of a wee little kitten. Lagas will be crying meow from his jail cell soon enough.
And after the break, stay tuned to find out how the Florida man will help in the incoming Area 51 raid.
He's part special agent.
What are you, bionic?
No. I only like the girls. Thanks anyways.
Part stylist.
Have you ever worked with kids before?
Oh, man.
Stay out of my business, Mustafa.
This is not my name.
Was that your feet?
Adam Sandler.
Smell it, now take it. That's for you.
You don't mess with a Zohan.
Welcome. This episode of Illogical Occurrences, we will be talking about the Florida man and Area 51. Now, as many as you know, the Area 51 raid is coming upon us on September 20th. Now, lucky for us, Reddit users and other internet professionals have come together to make a foolproof military-style strategic plan on how the raid will go down. We of course need this plan because this Air Force testing facility will be guarded since they don't want us to find the aliens, cat girls, or other extraterrestrial findings. There's one weakness in their system, however. They are all adults and cannot comprehend the mental gymnastics that the internet is capable of going through. The Florida men will be taking the front line, as you can see here. We will then have the crackheads, the furries, and behind them we will have the Naruto runners running full speed, of course being able to outrun the bullets. The Karens and the rock throwers will be taking up the rear. The Kyles and the people armed to the teeth will be flanking the sides for a surprise. Finally, we will be having the rest of us sneaking in safely from the back. I think this raid is going to be very successful. We got the monster packs, the rocks, the managers, the crack, the guns, the persona, the power of God, and most importantly, anime on our sides. All possible precautions have been taken. Over 2 million people have said that they are willing to go on the official Facebook page, and another 1.5 million say that they're interested. So we should have enough troops to outrun and overrun Area 51. And with that, get ready, good luck, and let's get those aliens. I know I'm looking forward to bringing back an alien girlfriend. This is Noah Ferris, signing off.
I told you, I'm okay. Everything was going as planned.
Here's one man who couldn't wait to get his job and use his employee discount. According to Hernando County Sheriff's Office, 24-year-old Dominic Breedlove shoplifted from a Kohl's Spring Hill store in Central Florida's Brooksville on Wednesday. Deputies say Breedlove had a job interview at Kohl's, and when it was over, he walked over to the department store's shoe section and saw a pair of Nike shoes sitting there without a security tag. Fox 13 reported a loss prevention guard told officers Breedlove walked to his car after seeing the shoes, retrieved a Kohl's bag from his car he had from a previous purchase, and returned to the store. It seems that the Florida man strikes again without an absolute disregard of people and their surroundings.
Wait. You can't be talking about my man Dom like that, man. Wait, hold on. Who's behind these cameras? Wait a minute. Yo, no, this is Getty Nation, man. This is Getty Nation. Who is it? Who's running this thing? Who's in here? Hey!
Oh my God.
Get security.
The Visa check card, because every second counts. Life takes action. Life takes Visa.
What are you building, Stark?
I'm working on something big. Yeah, I can fly. I just finally know what I have to do.
And he bites it.
Finally
and
got
this
that,
guy's
man.
running on. It looks like the rest of them, but he's tackled.
Looks
and
like
there's
he
something crazy
steals the
going on
ball
this
from the
football game.
quarterback.
I couldn't tell if that guy
As
was
he's
naked, but
running.
it's just the color
Oh,
of his
can he
shirt.
get a touchdown?
And he's running down
40,
for a touchdown.
30. Oh, with the monster hit.
Oh,
25.
he got laid out.
Viva la Mexico, no more.
Viva la Mexico, said no.
That was not a referee. Not a referee. And this guy,
this big boy's about to tackle this guy, and another guy comes out of nowhere.
Monster middle linebacker hit.
And naked guy.
I don't know what it is with these naked people at these baseball games.
He
really got tackled.
We're gonna call that a ground out.
We got this man.
And big boy's gonna get out. Oh,
A1 hit.
Not in my house.
Invader on the field.
And
brought down by one of the.
Gross.
Another naked fan.
Game. Not something you would have thought.
Yet again.
He's struggling
No,
with the shoes.
Oh, this guy's not naked.
He's struggling.
This man
he's still
is struggling to get his pants off.
Stadium. Is that an innuendo?
Richardson Stadium.
Why is it taking
the
this guy
security?
This is just sad. Security just walking up to him.
And
he stumbles away.
Nope, never mind.
Can you make it? Can you get away free?
It's rising in my prom for some reason.
Must this man?
We should at least give him some credit for trying, shouldn't we?
This is the worst criminal I've
That
ever
was a better
seen.
take than my first
He's
one.
consistent, isn't he?
They literally caught him with his pants down, but that's his fault.
I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in with us today. To close the show, we have lead singer of the multi-platinum record-selling band Whiter Than You, Noah Faris, who's going to play their new hit single, Florida Man.
There once was a man born in Florida, and he knew that he would be the best. So he set out to do all the crazy crimes that would outshine all the rest. Got arrested for fighting over noodles, hit his sister, don't touch his cigar. Ate some laxatives when he thought it opioids. Touch his hat, he'll stab you in a bar. Oh, Florida, diddy-da. Florida, diddy-da, the man. Do some dumb crimes, you're the Florida man. Do some dumb crimes tonight. 'Cause we're all in the need for some anarchy, and you got some coppers to fight. Thank you. All right, I'm needing some audience participation in this. You ready? Florida, heck yeah. Doing some crimes and getting on the news. Florida. Doing more crimes and getting on the news. I said Florida. Do some crimes and getting on the news. Florida. Getting some gators. I said Florida. Doing some crimes, getting more gators, Florida. Doing some crime tonight.